Hello again, and welcome back to the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. I'm your host, Solomon, aka Bruce, Mr. Chama. Nakam.
Oh, maa ngi fine maa ngi fine sant rek nu mu fa demee.
yaa ngi leer de yaa ngi enjoying the Champions League, the champions, the champions of England.
Well, but last week we had our first. Oh, that was the first God
God
of
of
Honor we
Honor?
had,
Yeah,
right?
I got one by
That was the
Chelsea.
first one
Yeah.
with Chelsea, yeah. Yeah. Well, we are enjoying. The only thing is, we don't have anything to play for. Sometimes, teams they are
Yeah.
still they go to the beach like because they don't have anything to play for. They have nothing to look forward to as well.
Mm.
But for us, we have something to look forward to the title, of course. But like the fact that we are not we have nothing to play for, make the season ending not so exciting as it should be. But
You're just
still,
waiting
yeah,
for the
we
cup.
cannot
Yeah,
really
just
say.
waiting for the
Yeah, we just wait
last day.
for the
To
presentation.
lift the
Yeah,
cup.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But Liverpool have been in the headlines for various reasons. So there's a lot to talk
There's
about
a
there.
lot to talk
Yeah.
about here in the fan corner. Definitely, I have a lot to talk about in the fan corner after today's result. But yeah, um, we are recording game week 36 preview. It's what Wednesday here, 8th. It's about almost 11 p.m. at night, so it's a
Thursday,
bit
you
late for
mean?
me. Sorry, Thursday. I
It's,
said Wednesday. The
yeah,
8th. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
Friday.
it's a late one today. Yeah, Thursday, and it's what Friday already there in
Yeah, it's
Japan.
Friday. Almost three in the afternoon. Yeah,
Oh wow,
we are
yeah,
ahead.
that's going definitely ahead. Yeah, so we'll talk about our results for game week 35. I think I'll start with you, and then we'll go on to the FPL mini league. It's been a long time because we've had so many games that have like been going on, whilst we are recording. So we haven't had like an update in the mini league for a long time. I'm sure there's a few changes, but yeah, before we get to that, you can share your game week 35 and see how it went.
Uh Well, I got a green arrow. I got a green arrow, a very minimal one. But I had some good players in my team. I would say because I had Martinez in goal, who had 99 points. Munoz and Dina, they have not really given much. But Guardiola also kept a clean hit for City. He got the 8 pointer. Eze, I kept him in the team, with the 10 pointer. Saka was my captain, which it's the end of the season. You don't want to take too much excuses, but I forget to change the captaincy. I would not have put it on him. I think we discussed that last time that Saka would
Yeah.
not be a good captain because of
Mm,
Arsenal. They were in the middle of the Champions League and all that. But again, if I didn't captain him, who would I have captained? It probably would
yeah.
have been Mo Salah. Probably would have Salah or something, and then it's gonna be still 2 points. So there was not gonna be a lot of difference. Yeah. Morgan Rogers, who hasn't been in my team, was in, and he had 3 points. I'm disappointed to keep my boy on the bench, Minte.
Oh
And
yeah, you did well.
we also spoke about that last week. I told you that these are the games that he will turn up for. The
Mhm.
game that he play against, the bigger boys, and then because he was playing against Newcastle, he usually turn up for those ones, and he did turn up. He was man of the match in that one, got the 9 pointer, but I put him on the bench. And then up top you have Isaac, Mateta, and Marmoush 9 points. So I ended the game week with 51 points. About with a game week rank of 2.1 million, but that gave me a slight green arrow, and now I'm in the 700,000.
Oh,
So
wow. So
not bad. 700K, yeah. Well, yeah,
finishing
709.
finishing the season strong then.
Yeah, 709K.
uh,
I don't know if it is strong enough for my liking, but at least it's strong.
this is one is within the 1 million, so that's good. Yeah,
Yeah, within the 1 million. Yeah.
yeah,
You remember a couple of weeks ago I was throwing it outside the 1 million. So
yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah.
300K up from then to now, I think is
Mhm.
something that is good enough. It's good enough.
You
How
can
did you
take
do?
positive from. I mean,
Yeah.
could have been better, of course, but yeah, we pretty much have almost the same team. I have Momo instead of Saka, and I took him out. I made that
Mhm.
change, and I captained him. Um, so the only difference is I think Momo captain, and then you have Eze as well, right? I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just the same team basically, but the only difference is I captained Momo. That's also 57 points, as you can see, game big rank of just under 1 million,
Oh, that's
and
a
then
good.
my
Yeah.
yeah, so I've still been in 400,000, 500,000. I still can't get
Yeah.
down within the 200K or something. So average basically. So 416. So I think last season no, last season, last game week I was like 470 something. So within the same 100k. It's been like that for like 10 game weeks now.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
you are
So
in the
I
top
think
100, 1 million, right? For the ranking. I think there's somebody who said that if you are in the top 1 million for every game week in the rankings, you probably be in the top 10,000 in the world at the end of the game week. Of course,
I
one
don't, I
million
don't think
is
so.
quite fine.
Yeah.
But
This,
it's a very good ranking, I believe. Like for
mm.
the game week, I mean, it's not for the season, but for the game
Oh
week,
yeah,
every
for the
game
game
week,
week. Yeah, 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 yeah,
you can
yeah.
get in the 1 million every game week, 1 million, 1 million. That consistency, if you can keep it throughout the season, you are likely to
Mm.
be in the top.
Okay,
To be honest.
that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. So that's that for me. I was thinking like I would have gotten more, but seems a lot of people still have the same team that they had before.
Mm. From the white
From
card,
the
right?
double game mix that were
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
The last few weeks. So it's difficult to move away from this team. I don't know.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. We were all
It
building the
was
same similar
You know,
teams during that
it's
time,
it's
and
even
it's difficult to change them.
I don't even think it makes sense to even change your team that drastically now anyway. So but yeah,
Mhm.
um,
I did that.
yeah.
I did that because I I had 5 transfers in my bank, and then just look at my team and looking at players who are coming up and say, okay, I just want these players. Let me bring them in. That's how
The
I
same
went
with me.
about.
I'm just freestyling it because I was like, okay. The thing is, even if I remove like big players, it's very rare that you see like a player that you want to have right now. Like it's weird because
Mhm.
who's doing it now? Who's like a player that everybody wants to have in their team? Almost everybody that's doing well or kind of doing well, we have them. Maybe Palmer might be, someone that you can put in right now because a few weeks ago, I remember all of us like Palmer hasn't been doing well, and he just scored after how many games? So he's the only one that I feel like maybe you might want to have back in your team, But their
Yeah,
fixtures are not easy too,
I think he
So
played well. To be honest, we gotta talk
he did.
about that. He played well against Liverpool, but he scored in the final minutes, right? If he didn't score, the narrative would have been different
Would have
again.
been the same thing.
So
Yeah, he blanked
yeah,
again, but he had a good
he
game
blanked
anyways.
again.
Even though, yeah,
Yeah,
even without,
yeah,
he had a good game. I think kind of like a good game. So
definitely, definitely.
so uh, we go to the next segment, which is the mini league update. Um, the manager of the week for this week. Let me just quickly share my
Okay, you have
screen
that.
real quick. Yeah, I have it. I have it here. What
Nice,
do I? What
nice,
did I
nice.
do?
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't.
it's Ken Bugul. It's a nice
Ken
name.
Bugu,
S-
what's his FPL name actually?
That person basically can't get any information from this.
Yeah. I don't know him. Yeah,
I think this flag is Belgium, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's
it's
Belgium.
German. I think it's Germany. German.
Germany, right? Missing
Yeah.
my flags here basically, but yeah. So yeah, 74 points. The team, you can see it's very differential, but obviously you have Sales, you have Guardiola, Born, Estupinian, Minte, guy, and then he captained De Bruyne, who had a good game. So last game, he's been doing well, pretty well this past few weeks. If you can bring him in, I think it's a good, let's say,
Differential kind of. Yeah.
differential, especially now. It's very weird. We're talking. This one of the best FPL assets for the last 6, 7, 8 seasons, and then now we're talking about him being a differential player.
It's it's
It's
crazy.
crazy, man. It's crazy, but yeah, that's life. And then Bomo with 5, Salah with 2, Isak 9, Wood with 2, and then Visa. So yeah, it's a good team here he has here. So
Mhm.
congrats, Ken Bugul, for being the manager of the week. I will probably scroll back and we can share the top 5. Yeah, Ken Bugul is like 173 rank, way
Nice.
down there.
Way down the
Yeah,
ranking.
way down the ranking. So top 5 mini league as it stands is Dart Vega in 5th, Hani Mukhtar dropping to 4th, I think from last week most likely. And then also dropping to 3rd is Stone Jones United. And then moving up to 2nd is Dr. Humanity. And then
Mhm.
still in 1st is Onstein FC, Maudou Jallo. So he's been up for a while now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
December.
last time
I
we
mean,
checked. Yeah, last time we checked, he was the one that was leading the pack. Basically,
yeah,
it's a
he is
very
flying. Flying.
competitive table. I mean, mini league this year. So yeah,
Definitely.
very competitive. So yeah, congrats to top five. I think there's not going to be much changes, especially top 10. But you never know. You never know. Things might
You
change.
never
So
know.
yeah,
You never
we'll
know.
see.
Things might change.
Yeah. So most interesting segment. Or one of, obviously can be more interesting than the preview. But yeah, the fan corner. What's
Mhm.
going on with Liverpool? The champions elect.
Champions elect.
Yep.
I think the big news this weekend for Liverpool was the announcement from Trent that he will not be staying. I think it was something that
It was expected. Yeah, it was
it
expected.
was expected. It was common.
Yeah.
So it was just waiting for him to make the confirmation by himself, and then that's exactly what he did. And yeah, he said 20 years since he become a Liverpool player, and of course there are mixed feelings. There are mixed feelings. Fans.
How old is he now?
He should be 26. So he was there since he was 5 or
Wow.
6 years old. So he was there all his life. He's one of those kids who will
It's
go
bold, huh? It's bold,
and then
man.
watch. Yeah, it's a
It's a
big
bold
decision.
move. Yeah.
Um,
Like to move
but
away
I
from
did,
what you know. Yeah.
mhm. But like he say,
Go ahead.
he said he's not looking for something better. He's trying to challenge himself, and then trying to go outside his comfort zone.
Comfort
That is
zone.
his comfort,
Yeah.
because of course Liverpool fans will defend him no matter what. Even though we all know the realities, but sometimes the criticism are not fair on him, and then the Liverpool fans will always defend him. And
Mm.
now he's going at a place where it's going to be very difficult for him to get that that that
Protection
that
from the
uh,
fans.
that
Yeah.
protection from the fans and all that. Of course, he has not announced that he's going to Real, but of course, we all know we just need to wait for that announcement to happen. But we all know that's where he's headed to.
Mm.
Yeah, it's huge. Liverpool fans took it differently, and there is something I like about what's his name, United fan Goldbridge. What he said,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I always listen to him. And I will quote him on what he was saying, because what he was saying is about the uh other people telling Liverpool fans how to feel about the situation. For example, you know what I mean. Like, for
Yeah.
example, he was trying to explain to use the example for Ronaldo when he left the United. United fans
Hmm.
were fuming that he left, and nobody should tell them. You should feel this way. You should be happy that Trent
You
has
have
gone
you
into a club.
you're entitled to how you feel about your player. That's basically,
Exactly,
yeah.
and then people have to respect that kind of
Yeah.
feeling. That's why I don't like, even within my group of Liverpool fans that I know, the small group of Liverpool fans I know, there are different feelings about the situation, and everybody is entitled to how they feel about it. But I think he has been a wonderful servant, wonderful servant for Liverpool. The I For me, the mess all happened from the club side. The club side, I feel, and of course, Real have been there for a while, because this is not come overnight. It is something
Mm.
that Real have been
They've
cooking
been
for a
talking. They've
while.
been talking about for years. Yeah, for a few years. I
Yeah, yeah,
remember. Yeah.
and nowadays, with the wages that players have, with the transfer fee that these top players will carry, the best way for a team to convince these players is to tell them to run down their contract. Because if Real Madrid came to Liverpool to try to sign Trent,
It's
like,
gonna be a lot of
it's,
millions.
it's either
Yeah.
Liverpool they say we're not selling him, like, obviously, or they will ask for some outrageous amount of money for him. And then that is not the only part of the deal. How much are you going to pay Trent? Trent is earning a handsome sum at Liverpool, and Liverpool
Mhm.
are willing to offer him even more than that. Like, for example, he's earning around £200,000 a week. So
Mhm.
whatever contract Real Madrid are going to give him, it's going to be better than that. Because he's going to a better, like a bigger club, I would say, maybe. And so the expectations there is even higher in terms of contract, and he's that established player. So he's not going to go on the same terms that he is at Liverpool. Why would he? So the only thing is Real tell him, okay, run down your contract. And if you run down your contract, what happens? It's also a big win for the players nowadays. There's what they call
Yeah,
signing on fee.
signing on fee. Yeah, it's give you a big signing
So
on fee, and your wages can be higher as well
it
because
can be
they didn't
huge,
buy you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because Trent know what his worth is. He would have worth at least 100 million. If
Mm.
any team was wanting to sign him, he is that kind of a player. I feel he would have worth at least 100 million for Liverpool, at least. So would Real Madrid pay that? No. So what they
No.
will do to tell him to, and then they will negotiate the signing on fee. The signing on fee can be as huge as 50% of what he is worth. Let's say 50 million. And then you have that on top of you. Of course, football, there is a lot of nitty-gritties involved in it. If you want to talk about it, we don't even know. But personally, I don't even know
There's
everything.
a lot of signings, a lot of clauses, a lot of
There's a lot of
incentives, man.
clauses
Like, yeah,
going
that's a
on.
lot. Yeah.
So it's difficult to see that it is not the case of a money. But again, it's it is understandable if somebody want to challenge themselves. And no player is like the belief at Anfield or the belief at Liverpool is if you are a Liverpoolian or if you are a Scouser, you're supposed to stay at Liverpool forever. And this is why sometimes it's not easy for them to accept these kind of players when they come back, like a foreigner. For example, Torres, Fernando Torres, when he left Liverpool, Liverpool fans were fuming. But when he come back to Liverpool, they still love him because he was not a Scouser. He was just a Spanish guy who came to Liverpool, delivered for the club, and then had a better offer left. So he would be accepted to come back. But for a Scouser, it might be even difficult.
I see. It's like a betrayal. They look at it like a betrayal for them.
Exactly. Now you can see the murals in Liverpool. They are already, blasting it and all those kind of things. But he knew that. He knew that was coming. And he said that he understands that the people will not be happy with him and all those kind of things. But I feel also something I wanted to talk about this deal was Bellingham. I know he's not being mentioned in this deal too much, but I think he is the tipping point of this deal. If you remember 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago or whatever, when was that? Liverpool were very much in for the Bellingham. Liverpool were very much in for Bellingham. And that season, I think we finished 5th in the Premier League. We finished 5th. So we did not go to the Champions League. We went to the Europa League. That's what exactly 2 seasons ago, we went to the Europa League. We had a terrible season. I can't remember that one. We had a terrible season that year, So because of Liverpool did not qualify for the Champions League, they could not afford to buy Bellingham. And then there was the real deal with the Bellingham. But Liverpool were very, very much in that Bellingham deal. If Liverpool had pushed us, like I believe personally, because from what I understand at that time, if Liverpool were in the Champions League and then competing against Real at that particular period, I think Liverpool had the chance to sign Bellingham before we signed the players like Soboslai and all these kind of players. Bellingham was very much in the thoughts of Klopp.
Yeah, it was a conversation that you were hearing everywhere. The gossip, the rumors,
they were exactly. And then Trent and Bellingham, we all know the relationship they share. It's very, very close. Once Liverpool lost that Bellingham, then I feel Bellingham became the magnet for Trent now. Because I feel if Bellingham was convinced to come to Liverpool, we will not have lost Trent because Trent would have had his best buddy, maybe English player, close to him at Liverpool. I don't think he would have want to go to Real Madrid after Bellingham coming in. But then because Bellingham went, then he became the magnet, I feel. And then you can see on the Euros how close they were. Just before Bellingham started for Real Madrid, everybody know how close they were in the England camp and everything. He was even close with the Liverpool players. That was Henderson, that was Trent. But
Henderson,
inseparable. Understand? So everybody was thinking Bellingham is going to Liverpool, but then Liverpool, the Champions League did not happen. And then why would he come and play for Liverpool when he's one of the best players in the world at that time when Liverpool are playing in the Europa League and Real Madrid want him, who are playing the greatest club in club football, winning Champions League, competing everywhere. So that was a lost cause for Liverpool. And then that move, I think, that was why Trent, that was the magnet, that was the main magnet that took Trent towards Real Madrid. And it was coming. It was coming that he will be signing for Real Madrid. And now I'm sure if people do their investigation on this, I'm sure Bellingham played a huge part on trying to convince him or as well to go to Real. Which for me, my sentiment, my thoughts about him will not change. I feel he was the most important signing among Salah and Van Dijk. I still believe that, and that's it should have been taken more seriously even 2-3 seasons ago.
They should have thought about it. Yeah, start convincing him.
Yeah.
But if he had signed, there was no way he would have. Imagine they increased his contract like 2-3 years ago. It would have been like 3-4 years.
2 years.
There's no way.
Yeah. Exactly. 2 years ago, Henderson left, right? When Henderson left, what happened? What's his name? Van Dijk took the captaincy. Who was the vice captain? Trent Alexander-Arnold. Like, you give somebody that responsibility, added responsibility, and then this is one of your most important assets at the club. and then you didn't even negotiate after, like immediately you give him the captain armband, you should be on the table and negotiating with that player and tell him, okay, now you are the captain, so you have more responsibilities at this club. Now we will revise, we will give you a better contract and things like that. This is the only way you can secure these players nowadays. This is the only ways
You
you
make
can
them
secure
feel
your
important. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. But Liverpool did not want to
Um,
spend a lot because of they are a club that try to play so smart with when it comes to money spending and stuff like that, and it cost them this time. To be honest, yeah.
they, they,
What's your thought on this?
every team has key players. Those key players, they are like the how do you say it again? The most important foundation of a team. Like
Yeah.
when these three players leave, when Trent goes, Van Dijk and Salah, I'm sure you guys think that you'll be fine, but the standards will kind of drop a bit. But at least they are there for now, between now and the
Definitely.
next 2 years, to try and bring those standards up, so that when they leave, you guys will not suffer as much. But you still need key players in your team. So that would
Definitely.
that will I will use this to just transition or to segue into Manu.
Hmm.
We having, I don't know if you heard about Bruno. Yeah, there's an offer
Yeah,
from Saudi.
yeah, I saw it.
So they offered him a lot. I don't know how much. I can't remember exactly what the numbers were,
How
but
old is Bruno now?
Bruno I think it's going to be 31 this year or so.
Mm.
31. So the thing is, I feel like the team doesn't deserve Bruno because he's too good for the team that he's playing in right now. You
Hmm.
know, if he was like really, if we were to be fair, Bruno should be playing in a Champions League winning team, basically, because he's
Hmm.
essentially
He's world class. He's world
he's
class.
a world class player. He's been doing it consistently since he came to Man U. You
Hmm.
understand? He's capable of doing that, especially this season. Like I am. Before, you can see you get frustrated with him because he gives the ball away too much. He's always trying things, some Hollywood passes. But this time around, like when this coach came in, these last few game weeks, or let's say last 2 months or so, he's been consistently, very, very mature in his gameplay. He's cut out all those silly mistakes, even though today he didn't have an exceptional game. But you can say that by his standards, this last few game weeks, he was a bit lower. But now Bruno is very consistent. He did well for us to get to this point where we're going to the final. So
Hmm.
there are two arguments. They're saying that, we shouldn't sell him because he's like the captain of the team. Obviously, he's a big player, and it doesn't even do much. It's not like him doing everything on the pitch. Maybe the assist and the GA. It's about also his involvement in the team as a general. He's like a big brother. Most of these young players, when they come into the team, new players especially, he's the one that's responsible for integrating you into the team. For making you feel comfortable, asking you what you want, what you need. He provides it for you, and he has a lot of influence outside of the pitch already. So he's looked up as somebody who's like an integral figure in the team as a whole, as in Manchester, basically. So like that's that. And number two, on the pitch, we all know without Bruno probably would be in the relegation zone by now. And but the problem is going to be, he is at the stage in his career where he needs to prioritize either winning stuff, cups, or he needs to really look at, okay, what, because the next deal he's going to sign is going to be probably his last deal. Even though I feel like he can play like maybe 5 or 6 more seasons because he's that fit of a player. He's very fit. He never gets injured. He's always consistently available, which is, I feel like that's a very good thing for a player. So now, like, I'm a bit what do you call it again? Uncertain about the situation. If a big offer comes for him, we can buy him. We can sell him. Sorry, and he gets
Hmm.
a really good deal. He goes to Saudi, plays football there, even though it's not the same as playing in Europe, and gets his money, and we can use that money and reinvest. But the problem is, which players are you going to get to replace him? Number one, we might get Champions League football. Well, we are in the point in a stage in the football club where we are trying to rebuild, and that's the
Hmm.
problem. How many players can you attract, like world class players, can you attract to Man U right now? Not a lot. If we get Champions League football, it gets a bit easier because players want to play Champions League football. If we don't, it's going to be a problem. We're going to have to like look in the mid tier of footballing talent and then try to get those players. And when we get to Champions League, try to improve those players and sign like better players. But right now, you know, we're not the best right now. We're just going to need a few more years. I feel, in my opinion, 1 or 2 years of like really good transfers to get the team where it needs to be in the top six. And Bruno doesn't have much time left. Even if he signs another contract extension, maybe for Man U, he's not going to get the same amount of money that Saudi is offering. And it seems like they really want him. They're trying to do a lot of things like to convey him, to try to change his mind. But I'm sure if they bring in an offer that the club's like, hey man, this is a lot of money. What do you want to do? Do you want to take it? Do you want to go? The club is not going to force him out or anything like that. But everybody has a price, like I keep saying. Everybody has a price. So yeah, that's the situation right now with Bruno. Other news today, we qualified for the Europa League final. So we're going with Tottenham. Tottenham, we've been. The good thing is that we've been playing all these teams that are not Premier League, because in the Premier League we've been terrible this season, and it's mainly down to our physicality. We cannot cope physically with other teams in the Premier League. That's why it's been tough, and our quality up front has not been, good. So it's like this final is like a Premier League final. It's like a Premier League game, basically. So I see that we're gonna probably struggle unless we have a really good like strategy to use in this game. It's gonna be tough because number one, Tottenham they've beaten us home and away this season. Even in the cup, they also beat us too. So it's like we have lost to them 3 times. So 4 times is just gonna be too much, man. In one season, it's too much. But yeah, that's what. But it's.
But
I mean, it's.
What's his name? Tottenham coach. He said he always wins things in his second season. He said
That also superstitious. I mean, it's superstitious, man. But you have to believe it. But I just believe that the gods of football will not watch a team beat you 4 times in the season, man. It's just too much. It doesn't even make sense. How many times have we lost this team?
You
4 times?
Yeah, but you got twisted in the other side too. The gods of football will not let Tottenham not win for this long. They have not won anything for the last 2 years.
They can win next year. It's fine. After us, they can win somebody else. Maybe they can meet Arsenal in the final and beat Arsenal in one of the cups. And that's fine.
Yeah, but yeah. This is gonna be an interesting final. To be honest, I was anticipating this final because I think I told you last time. Like, imagine Chelsea will win something because they are in the Europa Conference final, and Manchester United or Tottenham can get into the finals of the Europa, and then they will win something, and then Arsenal will likely be out of the Champions League, and another season of what if, or another season of another season of Netflix, like. No, another season of Netflix, like everyone puts it. Arsenal is always about next season. And it's like Netflix series. Every time it's next season. Next season. Just wait for next season.
Oh man, I really wanted them to make it, but
but I feel sorry for them, though. I feel
sorry for them. They need to.
Go ahead.
I feel like this is Arteta's last chance. Next season is going to be his last chance. They need to give him a striker, and he should stop trying to be, what do you call in a local language, growl. Stop trying to make things difficult. Get and recognize striker, world-class striker.
But it's not him. It's not him. It's not on him. It's on the.
It's him. He's the one that asked for Havertz. Havertz is not a striker. He's the one that signed him for 70 million pounds from 70 million or so from Chelsea. And he's the one, okay, I see. It's like some of these coaches that look at something and they try to make it too complicated. Oh, I see if I bring this guy into my team. No, just get a striker, complete your team. Because they're at a stage, in my opinion, where they're kind of stagnating. Because few seasons ago, we were saying, if Arsenal get one or two more players, or they'll be challenging for the title, or they probably win it, or even win a big major title. We're still here 2-3 years later.
Yeah, exactly what you are saying. That's what the Arsenal fans we are saying. I was watching Robbie and these guys. They say,
yeah, man,
every single transfer window, they have at the end they will say, we should have get this, we should have get that, we should have get this.
Prioritize.
They need to get those things right. They need.
Stop playing smart. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, too, it's because they are not winning. Maybe it's difficult to justify those things. But again, at the start of the season, similar to my team, Liverpool, we are all crying. We need a defensive midfielder. We went for Caicedo. Wanted to spend how many million on Caicedo? Chelsea rejected us. He rejected us. Lavia rejected us, and we all know that we need a defensive midfielder. But of course, we found the solution in the club. If we did not win anything, right now we will be talking, Liverpool should have get this. You get a defensive midfielder. That was your problem at the start of the season. You did not get it. But it's difficult when you don't win at the end of the day in hindsight. But again, I understand the striker cry, especially in January when Havertz was injured.
The injury,
when Jesus get injured. That's why I say they should have backed him at that time. But he cannot come out in the media and say, the club are refusing to back me when he is in the
Mm.
middle of something competing. So he will just try to be, focus on the
Brush
football
it
side
off
of
and
things like coach will do. So that's why I say, those above, sometimes these things are above him. Maybe those ones making the decision up there, they are not trying to help him. Because look at another good example is PSG. PSG, if you look at the Arsenal versus PSG game, it was a close game. Don't get me wrong. PSG won both games, home and away. The first game probably they were the better team. The second game probably Arsenal were the better team, but they'll still lost. You know. But then you look at PSG. What did they do in January? Like in January, PSG was not a better club than Arsenal.
Mhm.
But after January, they are a better club when they signed Cavasqueria, who is killing it in the Champions League. That player from Napoli. They spent how many million to sign him? Arsenal could have gone and say, okay, you know what, let's go and get Osimhen, or let's go and get a
Yeah,
striker,
yeah.
recognized striker to end our season. But they did not do that. And that problem was glaring. Everybody was seeing that problem was there for them. So it is not just on the manager, but
Yeah,
also
yeah,
those
right. You're
those up
right.
there to help him and then get the right players for it. Because if Arsenal had a striker, probably they would have eliminated PSG
They
because
would
it
have
was a close.
they would have
They
they would
could
have
have.
won some
They
they
could have.
would be winning something right now. Yeah, definitely. Oh man. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, that ends the fun corner. Let's just go to the last section, which is the preview. I mean, FPL, we have like what, 3 games, 36, 37, 30. So
Yeah.
3 more games
We,
just
we,
left.
we all
That's it.
we all wanted to end, right? We all
We
wanted to
want
finish.
to end, like
Yeah.
it's been because now, yeah, it seems like we have what this funny thing is, most of the players we have, a few of them have something to play for, and we all have the same team. But anyways, you can share your team and see what are your plans. So who's in your team? Who are you planning to take out? What are you trying to prioritize this next few 3 games, at least to give you the last push, to try to what's
Actually, actually, I actually I made a move, but I did not save it. So let me just go
oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah, this one. Okay, that's my team. But yeah, I have 5 free transfers, so I will definitely get
5.
rid of
Wow.
5. Yeah, I got to 5. I got to 5. So I will definitely get rid of Lucas Digne. I will definitely get rid of Munoz because their fixtures are not looking good. That is the Crystal Palace boys. Eze probably I'll get rid of him as well. And Mateta. These are the 4 players that I'm considering to get rid of. I will get rid of probably Saka too because Arsenal today have nothing to play for. Their fixtures are not
Yep.
looking good. So those are the 5 players I intend to move out. In midfield, the players that I'm looking at, Mbeumo is one of them. I want to get a bit of him again. I still regret getting rid of him. I think it was one of my worst decisions this season, Mbeumo, because I started the season with him, if you remember well, and went on a ride with him, and then there was I think blank or something, and then I got rid of him, and then since then I've not really brought him back.
For him is a bit weird. Like, maybe we all know his trend now. When he
Mhm,
has easy games, he doesn't do well. It's when he
mhm,
has like difficult games against, like you say,
mhm,
the top, let's say top 10, I guess the top 10
mhm.
teams. All of a sudden he's Momo. He's, like, but I knew this, but I was like, yeah, whatever. But now I think this season I confirmed it. That's how he operates.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
having a wonderful season. I think he's second in the goal scoring in the point scoring chart, right? Only Salah has more points than him. You can confirm that
Okay.
on the side. I think only Salah has more points than him in FPL this season, which is insane.
Hmm. Yeah.
He's having I think a wonderful season. I think he's on the good, even in the golden boot race, he's up there as well. He's on 16, 17 goals in the league. He's having a
Yeah,
wonderful,
him and
wonderful
Visa
season.
are all on double digits this season. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
doing well.
Visa is having a wonderful season. So both of them, I'm considering, bringing both of them in.
Yeah, I think
But
it's a good move to bring them in. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Strikers, but there's also other strikers that have nice fixtures coming up that I will like to look at. I cannot remember actually which player was that, but there was a striker that I saw. Maybe who is it?
Watkins.
Like if it's not I don't think it's Watkins. Let me see which team have it. Um, look at the teams. Woods, Chris Woods. I want to go back to Woods. Chris Woods. I want to go back there because they have a good run of 3 games to end the season and they are fighting for
Mhm.
the Champions League. But
Yeah, they
the
are. Yeah.
problem with them is now the pressure is on their head. So
They're
they are not
losing.
that.
They're losing a few games. Yeah, they're losing.
Yeah, they are not as free as they were at the start of the season when there was no pressure on them. So they just enjoying the ride, in the middle of the season, winning any team. But now that they see that okay, the Champions League spot is there for us to take, then that started affecting them. They cannot win the games that they should be winning. It's not easy to be at that up.
It's
Like
not once the
yeah,
pressure
it's a
is on
pressure.
you, expectation
Yeah,
is
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Exactly, it becomes a problem, and that is what I see is causing them some issues right now. And teams will come
Mhm.
and sit and then watch them now because you are now the better team. You are competing in the
Yeah.
Champions League, and that is their tactic. That is their
That's
tactic.
how they, yeah, they
Yeah.
they
So
counter.
if
That's what
team
they're
do
very good at counter.
exactly, if team do something like that to them, it become a problem for them.
Yep.
But he's somebody I am looking at. He played Leicester this weekend, and then he has another good fixture to end the season with. So I might bring him in. Yeah, those are the five players. Those are the players I'm thinking. The defense too. I'm looking at their defenders. Aina, but again, the same analogy I have about Wood is why I'm worried about their defense right now. They have been a very good defense this season, but I don't know if they can, that press. They can fight that pressure off and then produce good results in this good fixtures that they have to end the season with. Yeah. But their defenders is something of my and of maybe I will take one Liverpool defender. I just want to take another Liverpool player in this season. It's not gonna be Trent, of course. I don't want anything to do with him anymore. I'm done with him. And I don't even want him to play again, to be honest. That is the reality. We don't need to play him again because
No.
he's not helping us win the league. He is not helping us prepare for next season. So there is no point in playing him at
Shouldn't
the
be
end of the day.
shouldn't be in the plan. But he should have his last game for Liverpool. I mean, maybe at two
Like of,
grounds.
of course I agree
Say
with
goodbye to the fans
you know
and stuff. Even though
no
it might be a bit. Not everybody will be happy about that. But yeah.
yeah, but that is the thing now, like I say, how like it's a cruel way to end it because he left the club at the end of the day, right? He left the club for free, and this is what people cannot take. Like you are a local, even Harry Kane when he was leaving Tottenham, he makes sure that they have money. He tell them I'm not gonna sign, so you have to sell me, or else I will leave you guys for free. You know,
Mm.
at least give them the option. But he did not give the
Make
club that
make
option.
make,
That
make them some money. Yeah, that's
make
true.
them make some money, at least make them happy in some way. But at the end of the day, he's at the peak of his powers. He's leaving the club for free. So that's why people cannot accept that. So for me, I give him his flowers, but at the same time, I don't think he's in the plans of the club right now, and we should prioritize those players. That is cruel. At the end of the day, maybe he can get a minute or two coming off the bench and stuff like that, just to get him give him his send off for his 20 years service. But I don't think he should be starting any game from now until the end of the season. For me personally, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna get him in my FPL team. I'm even gonna get Conor Bradley actually. So I will start, building the next right back. We have a factory of right back, so we'll be fine. So I'm thinking about that. Those are the players I'm thinking of. The midfield, the defense, a couple of defenders from Nottingham Forest and from Liverpool, and maybe a striker from Nottingham Forest. Yeah, Boymo definitely he will come in. Yeah, that would be my team. I have five. Any
Yeah,
player you think is worth having until the end of the season now?
I wish
Before
I
you
had
go,
five. Let me see.
yeah.
Okay, I think I'll Momo like Momo Visa. I think those two. I would get in KDB if I could. I would get in KDB for Saka because they are
I
also
can get
fighting for Champions League. Yeah. Um, Mamouche, man, I don't know. I'm not being really
but I
impressed with
have three
him.
Man City players. That's the problem. I have three Man
Oh,
City
you
players.
already have three. Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I can
It's
I can
difficult.
sell Lewis too. I can sell Lewis and then bring in
St. Louis,
KDB.
yeah. KDB, it's there. I'm hearing rumors that Haaland might be back. So yeah, having him is good too.
Wasn't
But
he? He was on the bench. He was on the bench in the FA Cup. He
oh,
was on
okay,
the
he
bench.
was.
So he was back. Did you see those rumors before you go? KDB to Liverpool. Did you see those rumors?
Yeah, you guys want him, and it's true. I don't think it's a rumor. I think you guys want him because they're not signing him. He's not being
No, yeah,
re-signed,
yeah,
so
yeah.
he's going to go for
Yeah,
free.
he's gonna
And
go
he
for,
feels
but
he feels
uh,
like he said he wants to stay in the Premier League because he feels
yeah.
like he's still
No,
at that
no,
level.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't
Yeah,
hate
that's a
it,
good
to be honest.
move. That's a good
But
move, man.
understand, there is two things here. Understanding how Liverpool
He's a
think
rival.
and no, not rivalry. like we don't have problems signing. We sign players like Kotu from Man City and stuff like that. You know, when they are at the end of their career. We try to sign players from Manchester United in the past. You know, so I don't think it's a matter of rivalry, and he's a free agent, so Liverpool can sign him at the end of the day. But the way the club thinks is more about the
The
this,
future.
like the future, and KDB is uh at the age where the club will be reluctant to give him a good amount of money, but he deserves a
Mhm.
lot of money. To give it to Salah and Van Dijk, they have to prove their
But
worth.
but he
To give it to
knows.
Salah,
I think if he comes, he knows he's not going to be on that level with them. He knows. So I think
no,
even I don't even
no, but
think if he comes in, he's going to start each and every game. He knows that. I think he just wants to stay.
uh-huh.
Maybe he's been, I think maybe he can if you manage him well. If your club,
Mhm. No,
your manager
definitely.
manages him well, his minutes like
Uh-huh.
see when he can bring him in, when to actually take him out. All these things. He will be a
But
good asset for any Premier League team.
but how much do you think he's gonna? The reason
Uh,
I think Man City is not giving him
I don't know. It's
the reason
because he's
Man
on
City is
big
not giving
wages. Yeah, he's on
he's on
big
big.
wages.
He
But
was I think only Haaland is earning more in the Premier League.
mm,
KDB is his own agent right now. He is his own agent. He negotiated his own deal for what, like, interesting thing. The way he did it was absolutely amazing, to be honest. What he did, he had an agent before, and then he had a
uh,
fallout with his agent. So he go
mm,
and hire a data company, and then ask the data company to analyze his game, and then compare it to the best players around the world, you know, the best players in his position, and then
mhm,
show standout things that he does that other players are not doing, things like that. And then they did a whole analysis. So he got this dossier, went to the Manchester City, decision makers, give them, this is what I offer. Nobody offers this, nobody offers this. This, I offer that, 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 that. And I negotiate. This is what I want. This is what I'm worth. Blah 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 blah. And then Man
mhm.
City give him the money. So usually you will pay that money to the agent, and then the agent will do
10%.
those negotiations,
Yeah,
get
10%.
their percentage. But no, he go and get it from a data company. I will send
Maybe
you. I will send you a link later.
maybe
You
that's
watch how.
maybe that's why when
Mhm.
Bruno scored, what was it? I think about a few games ago. I don't remember which game exactly. He commented
Uh-huh.
world best. He commented it on Instagram or something like that. So maybe when he was doing those dossier, he saw that Bruno was the only player close to him.
Yeah.
So he recognized Bruno's brilliance. But yeah, but I think any club he
You
goes to,
think you
he wouldn't expect to get those same wages that he was getting at Man City. 100%. I know for a fact.
but I can say he's the most creative player in the Premier League.
He
the,
used, yeah.
I think he still is. It's just the problem is he is not available as much as he should be. That is the problem.
Hmm.
He's not available, but when he's available, he still do what he does. And I think Liverpool will be thinking about those lines. His injury record, and then if you're gonna give him this amount of money, he's gonna get a lot of money. To be honest, he's gonna get a lot of money. And then can Liverpool justify that price? But he's gonna be for free. So you have to think about that factor too. He's gonna be for free. He's not gonna cost you anything to come in. And to be honest, Liverpool cannot replace Trent Alexander-Arnold with Trent Alexander-Arnold. They can replace Trent Alexander-Arnold by changing the things. If you bring KDB to be your creative player in your team, and then the creativity that Trent was given to the team and all those things, you bring a very solid right back who will help you defensively. Then you have replaced Trent, but you have not replaced him with like for like. You have to replace his qualities, just like they do in the Moneyball. This is Liverpool's philosophy. Do it, like, replace the attributes that the player is living. Like, you cannot replace
Hmm.
the player exactly, but you can replace the attributes by bringing
Hmm.
players who can do this
That
and
are
the other one can do that.
similar in style. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So I don't
Oh
dislike
yeah.
it, but I don't think it will
I I,
happen.
gue- I
Mhm.
guess that makes sense. Yeah. So let me quickly share my team. My battery is like headphone battery is running a bit low. So
Okay,
quickly, this is
let's
my
get that
team.
up.
I think I have about one transfer to make.
Mhm.
Martinez, Munoz, Guardiola, Livramento, Momo, Captain, Eze, Salah, Rogers, Mateta, Mamush, Isaac. I might remove Salah and bring in KDB. I don't know. I'm just trying to do something different, you know. I want something different, man. But I feel like you guys are on the beach now, so it's gonna be, even though Salah is playing very well because he needs the assist and to break the record and stuff. But you guys are on the
Mhm.
pitch, and you're in this at this level of the game, things are very difficult. So you need to have that motivation to give it that extra 0.1% if it's possible. So yeah, on the bench, I have Ariola, Murphy, Dean, and then Saliba. Saliba is on the bench, man. He's been poor this past few game weeks. I don't know. If I have my way, I'll sell him, but there's no point. Anyways, but yeah, this is my boss team so far. I might bring in a KDB, like I said, for Salah, or I might change Isak for somebody else. I want to change something. I just don't know what I want to change yet, to just try to see if I can get like a differential for this week. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's my team. Yeah, that's anything else you forgot to discuss? This is it was interesting, especially in the fan corner, football at this stage, because there's not much to play
Yeah,
for, obviously, with the FPL, so
yeah,
we just need to
that's all you can chat about now. Fans,
chat
fans.
about now.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, the other thing I think the only thing to is I understand Real want to get him get trend for the Club World Cup. You know, there's the Club World Cup coming to
Hmm.
happen in June, and
Yeah,
teams
yeah.
contract ends in June, end of June. So they want to
Oh,
get
they
him
have to
early,
sign him
but
early. Okay.
yeah, so Liverpool have to release him early and then Real sign him. But then Liverpool know also how valuable that tournament is for Real. It is. There's a lot of money at stake in that
Money
tournament.
is like,
So
yeah, yeah.
I hope they also because right now there's nothing to lose. Losing him for 1 or 2 weeks or paying him wages 1 or 2 weeks, that doesn't change anything to the club. So they have to, for me, they should put a good price on him for a release on that. If Real want to use him for the Club World Cup, which will be add value
They
to their
pay a
team,
bit. Yeah.
they pay a bit of money, yeah, nominal fee, and then let him go. Yeah,
All right. That's the end of the pod, guys. Thank you for watching, supporting as always. Please check out Jollof Football Bantaba, home of Gambian football. Always doing things there. Please check out Chama
Mhm.
and his other chat. There's some other things that you were talking about last time where, guests that are coming on, Gambian footballers. So please check that
yeah.
out when you can. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Um.
big actually. There's a couple of big games to play today. Gambia on the
Oh
20
yeah.
female team, they have a World Cup qualifiers to play against Ivory Coast, and also the Chan team, which is also very important for Gambia. That is the home-based team. The
Okay.
team that's the league, like they form a like the league team. Like it's a national team, but it's only the players playing in the league that will form that team. So they have a African Cup of Nations for that as well. Every 4 years, and Gambia have a very important game to play against Algeria. If they win today against Algeria Friday, they will qualify for the Chan, which will be the first time the country qualify for the Chan nations.
Oh,
And considering, there are
monumental.
some old players in the league who are in the age of 25, 26, 27. They don't get the opportunity like when scouts come. They always want to scout the young players, the 20-year-old, the 17-year-olds. So they don't scout these older players. So if they qualify for the Chan, this gives them at least the opportunity, the exposure to impress maybe some of these big leagues in Africa, and then they can get their move. Otherwise, they will never move. They will stay in the Gambia until they
Mm,
retire. Which yeah, you don't want any footballer to do that because of how difficult it is. It is back home. So that's why the Chan team, the competition today is very important for them. The game is very important for them. I hope they find that. I hope they get that win against Algeria and the female team too as well. The female under 20 team, they play against Ivory Coast for World Cup qualifiers, which also is a good exposure for them if they can progress to the next round of that one. So we wish those two teams all the best,
all
guys.
the best. Yeah. All right, guys. You had it here first. Support your team. The female team are playing today. The two female teams. So, all right. We catch you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.